Hey all, so this is the ninth war of the season, our war against DSVG, alliance with some famously extremely strong players, such as Minash, Suida, many others, and former number one war champions. So yeah, we knew we absolutely had to be on our best, and they are also the other Savage Squad. They are Deadly Instinct Savage Squad, we are Savage Squad, and so there's something of a thing about having the Savage Cup every time that we match up. And it's passed back and forth a few times, but they've held on to it for a while. They've beaten us the last couple times, or at least the last time. We may have had the one before that. And so we were hoping to get it back. So I've got a great team here. I've taken this exact team before, I believe, because it occurred to me that they all have hunting in common. We got Killmonger and Tigra, the two cats, and then Nimrod, whose name comes from the biblical hunter. But yeah, this team is just awesome. So we start out on this strike counter node. We use Killmonger because basically you just want to be able to freely throw specials on this node, which means it's really important to not get auto blocked. That's exactly why Guardian is here. And you also really do not want to get nailed by his special one because bad things can happen. So, like I said, you do not want to get auto blocked, but that's why I threw an indestructible on, because it's kind of AI dependent on how aggressive he is, whether he gets that force field charge by the time you push him to his first bar of power, and then he only has a 15% chance to block at that point, right? But we know it's Kabam. We know he could have auto blocked it as he did, and we know he could have punished it, which could have hurt. So we throw in the indestructible. Thankfully, we didn't need it. The odds of him auto blocking being low were, weighed out by the fact that he didn't punish us. But from there, this fight just completely plays itself. I throw a heavy occasionally for power reasons, but mostly just combo and push into a special one. Because we're constantly getting True Strike, we are constantly ignoring his armor, because that's one of the big things True Strike does besides the auto block thing, right? And so we were just able to do plenty of damage to him, easy peasy fight. So onto this Weapon X. I was slightly nervous for this one, and I dueled it a ton. Because you just, until you take one of these fights, you don't know how long they're going to go. Am I going to finish it in one cycle of Special 2? Am I going to finish it in two? How is his AI going to work? How much brute force damage am I going to take? These are all things that I worry about before I take a node like this for the first time. And so as you can see, I'm pretty heavily boosted here. Decide to use an advanced power boost. And my original plan was to run a Special 1 into Special 2 rotation, not picking up any Furies until right at the end. However, one thing that I didn't fully consider is that because of Power Focus 1 and the way you play this node, he threw that special before it sent him into Berserk. So rather than try and wait that out, I just threw this Special 2, knowing that because I would be an Eradicate, not only would I be doing a ton of shock damage, I would also be going unstoppable. And so as you saw, even though he went unstoppable and came in at me, because my Nimrod is duped, and therefore my specials are unblockable, he still took full damage. And because I was unstoppable, even if he had not died right away there, I still would have been able to dex out. I'm bleed immune, so I'm not going to bleed out from a single hit, and we're good to go. Nimrod just has so many pieces of his kit that make that fight safe for him that I love him so much. He dominates it so completely. I think I was actually so shaken from that fight that even though I've taken this kitty fight before, and it's been super easy for me, you're actually going to see several mistakes in here because I was basically still laughing from how easy that previous one that I over-prepped for was. So the basic idea of this kitty fight is that even if she gains enough prowess to phase, you don't worry about it, you stick to your medium-light combos, and you get to your first special one. That's all that matters, because by the time you get to your first special one, you're basically guaranteed to be an Eradicate, which means now you're controlling her prowess. You have both the Energize and the Energy Vulnerability, so you're doing more damage, you're building to the Special 2 faster. You notice I'm finally starting to do my medium lights into block. And then you're going to stay in Eradicate because she's gaining so much prowess. You do a ton of damage right there. I messed up and didn't take advantage of the Unstoppable immediately after the Special 2 to do more damage. This Special 2 didn't finish it, but again, because she's gaining so much prowess, but we're also controlling it, so it's not becoming a problem, we're just constantly in Eradicate. The one moment where we dropped out, we already had a special ready, instantly got back to 10 protocol charges. There's not a lot of danger for Nimrod here. You just need to keep your combos short and make sure you don't do something crazy like throw a special into her face. Don't try to intercept her. Don't get fancy. Take the hits on your block. Wait for yourself to go into Blitz and then into Eradicate, and the fight is yours to win. So I gotta admit, there was a part of me that while I was boosted was tempted to take that domino, but we had a plan. This is an extremely important war. We tend to test new matchups in off-season. I stayed, disciplined like you're supposed to at this level. Let my fellow officer Taint take it with Sorcerer. He crushed it, and then now we're on this middle path. So I knew that this could potentially be slow, because although we're gaining armor ups nice and quickly on parries, we're getting the extra protocol charges because Colossus is a mutant, we do have to worry about this protection. And I could go for the Intercept, but I don't feel like I need to. My plan here is to use the special one, get the Energize. That's the important thing. Notice because we threw it as protocols were about to switch, we also got the Energy Vulnerability. They're unstoppable armor triggers. And we lose these effects, which is unfortunate, but all we're really shooting for is getting to the Special 2. Because waiting out this Unstoppable, the Unstoppable we get from the Special 2 allows us to use it as a counterpunch charge, a la Killmonger or Mole Man, and then we can use that to get our Intercept. That removes the protection, and even though our Special 2 did not have the Fury, the big shocks were still blunted by protection. Notice that using the Special 2 more for the Unstoppable than the shocks still allowed us to do a ton of damage in that window where protection was down. So this fight goes a little bit slower, but we don't have to risk a vanilla Intercept even once. We just wait it out, wait for him to come to us, and we do plenty of damage with our basics because of the fact that Eradicate gives you the benefit of Blitz Protocol, where you get extra attack per armor, and the benefit of Titan, where every time you parry, you get 2 armors, because Colossus is a mutant. So, extremely safe matchup. So then we have Killmonger versus Spam. Killmonger is good against Spider-Ham most places on the map. You just want to get your True Strike up. Because as soon as you get your True Strike up the first time, then you're usually good to keep pushing him safely to his special one. And as long as he has a special one, even if you have to dance, eventually he will throw it, and then you get your True Strike back. That's one of my favorite things about Killmonger's kit, is that, yes, the True Strike expires, but most of the time when effects expire, it's because you're waiting out the opponent's special, which is exactly the opening Killmonger needs to get his True Strike back. Beyond that, we're just spamming special ones for the same reason that we were using the Special 2 with Nimrod. We're just trying to get those easy intercepts off the counterpunch charges. Not going for them here because I don't see any reason to drop the protection when we are actively trying to bait out a special attack, right? But that's okay. We throw this special. It does nothing because Spider Nonsense and protection are additive. So we're not expecting our specials to win us this fight. Bait this out. This time we'll actually have active counterpunch charges. We use it to drop protection. And we do a ton of damage right here. We could be more aggressive here, push him closer to his special 2. I'm just not risking it. spam can end fights so quickly if you make mistakes that I'm just sticking to the basics, spamming my special ones, baiting his special one as soon as he gets it, relying on counterpunch for safe intercepts. Easy game. So then we have my last fight of the war, this Super Skrull on Hazard Shift. This is the one that you go all out for, pull out all the stops. I was sad that the free masteries were gone for this war, because I did go and switch into the recoil tree, but that does make Tigra safer here. I'm pretty confident she doesn't need it. All she needs is this level of boosting and the advanced power start. But again, very close war. I believe at this point in the war, it was either like, I actually don't even remember what it was, but it was probably like 1-1. The death counts were extremely low throughout the entire war, which I'll get to soon. So we were being extremely careful, right? I'm not going to start testing stuff right now. So then we throw this, and that's all we need. We had enough ruptures up from those two heavies. Having recoil on is just overkill with Tigra. The special 2 ends it. And that was my war. The same sorcerer who took Domino on 25 also took the boss, soloed it, did a great job. And BG3 didn't die at all. 0 deaths. So our 4th donut in 9 wars. BG3 has just been on fire this season. It's been so much fun to work with everyone here. But when we finished, I believe the overall score was then at 2-3. We had died twice, they had died 3 times. As is usually the case for us, they had a significant lead in attack time, so we knew they would win a tie. The war actually came down to one of our players who just, life got a little behind. They were in a quest hoping to finish it. These things happen. It had been planned out. They weren't able to get there. And unfortunately for them, they had to quit out to make sure that the war ended in time. But, they didn't complain about it or anything. It's just, the team comes first. So we really appreciate that. And then, with all 59 other people looking on, they soloed the last 4 fights on the map, clutched it out, and we beat DSVG 2-3 for the single best performance SSX has ever had as an alliance. I mean, as I've said, we had another 3 this season. We had 2 4s. Like, we're doing well, but 2 is still our all-time best. 2 deaths out of 150 fights. And winning a war where there were only 5 deaths out of 300 fights on both sides. Like, that's just... This one was super intense. My fellow officer, Slayman, and myself were actually on stream, on call, when we found out we won. If you want to check out the arena stream from last Tuesday, you'll see what I mean. But just what an incredible war. One of the best I've ever been a part of. Easily could have gone the other way. Well played to DSVG, and I'm so proud of everyone at SSX for this one. This feels like we have serious momentum right now, and this one was awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope maybe you learned something from the fights. What an incredible team, right? Nimrod, Killmonger, and Tigra do so much. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and take care.